Hello and welcome to another episode of Complete Rider Motorcycle Review. In this episode we take a look at Honda's little baby blade, the CBR250RR or MC22. I'll show you some of the features that make this little pocket rocket punch well above its weight. And then I'll give it a review. What's a review, I hear you say? Well, we'll rev up the tacho and give it a completely 100% biased and unscientific score, just like this. It's 1997 and just about everybody's seen Titanic, even though we all knew the ending. But unfortunately, we will never be able to ride on a boat without doing this, or even this, and definitely not this. The Spice Girls were hot worldwide, and everybody had their favourite. Mine was definitely Baby Spice. And speaking of babies, Jean Mir was a baby in 1997, and now he's the 2021 MotoGP World Champion for Suzuki. The first Harry Potter book was published. I wish I had a couple of percent in that franchise. And who could forget Mike Tyson, who turned Fight Night into Bite Night. And it was 1997 that Honda Australia finally decided to bring the incredibly popular CBR250RR into the country officially. That's right, markets all around the world have been flooded with grey imports for so long now, but at least it could be purchased brand new in Australia, with warranty and parts becoming easily available. The CBR250RR or MC22 traces its lineage back to 1986 with the CBR250 MC14, which sported a single headlight and a small bikini fairing. 1987 saw the MC17 with its full fairing but still with the single headlight. 1988 and 1989 saw the MC19, known as the CBR250R, similar mechanically but now with that distinctive twin headlight front, while sporting a single front disc. But in 1990 the MC22 came along, again a similar motor, although in later years it lost about 5 horsepower to meet the local Japanese legislations. It grew an extra disc up front and 6-spoke wheels, with only the colours changing until the end of the model in 1998. The one we have here is a 1997 Australian delivered bike. This MC22 ran a 249cc 4-cylinder 4-stroke motor. Yep, that's what I said, an inline 4-cylinder 249cc water-cooled donk with double overhead cams and 4 valves per cylinder. And to make things even better, it runs 4 carburetors as well. It fits well with Honda's history for experimenting with small capacity multiple cylinder engines, with the most famous being the RC166 from 1966, which was a 250cc 6-cylinder engine. This 97 MC22 made about 40 horsepower at 14,500 RPM and only about 23.5 Newton meters or 17.3 foot-pounds of torque. It doesn't sound much, but it only had a dry weight of 143 kilograms or 315 pounds to push along. Top speed is about 200 kilometers an hour or 125 miles per hour, although it's said that they had a 180 kilometer an hour speed limiter in Japan. I don't know if this is the case with the Australian delivered ones. If you know, please comment below. It also does the quarter mile in about 14 seconds. The fuel tank is 13 litres or 3.4 gallons. Not a huge amount, but it doesn't drink that much anyway, so a reasonable range can be achieved. It runs a 6-speed gearbox with pretty tight ratios, so it keeps you busy, and this engine loves to be kept busy, alright. Seat height is about 735mm or 28.9 inches. It's tight for anybody over 6 foot, and you'll struggle with the handlebar height if you have a beer belly. Front tyre is a 110/70/17, with the rear being 140/70/17, which was actually at the larger end of the scale for 250s in the early 90s. The brakes were pretty decent for their time as well, with twin 270mm drilled discs up front with 2 piston calipers and a single 220mm disc down the back. The suspension was pretty standard for the day, 37mm conventional front forks with a monoshock rear, but it does run the extremely cool looking gull arm swing arm, similar to the awesome little NSR 250 of that era, a nice touch that would have sent the local Japanese market off tap in 1990. In true race replica style, it's pretty basic comfort wise, but who cares, you have what you need, which is fine by me. The bike's in pretty good nick considering it's 63,000 kilometres or 39,000 miles on the clock. The previous owner had a bit of a slip, so the front fairings have been replaced with what seems like good quality aftermarket plastics and screen with a good fit. This is by far the best colour scheme in my opinion, trading off the awesome CBR 900RR Fireblade of 1992, and I love that twin headlight front. It's got an aftermarket free-flowing muffler which sounds great, and we'll fire it up in a minute and have a listen. But before we do, if you haven't already, please give my video a like and subscribe if you enjoyed what you've seen. What's it like to ride? Well, I've ridden a few of these over the years and the fun factor is off the scale. They feel just like my Honda RVF and VFR 400s, but the thing with these little 250s is you feel like you're going warp speed and the thing's revving its brains out, but you're still doing the speed limit. Great when you're running low on those license points. What's the piece de resistance? Well, it's got to be that red line. I've heard about 20,000 RPM, but it's probably more like 18, which is still incredible. The review RVF goes to 15.5, which is cool, but this is next level. Let's have a listen to this thing rev and then we'll tag along with the owner for a quick spin. And now it's time to give it a review. Yep, that's 13.5 grand. Pretty good for a 250cc learner bike from over 20 years ago. I'll leave you with some final shots of this amazing little pocket rocket, and don't forget to like, subscribe and comment. Thanks for watching.